Hey everybody, it is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I'm so happy to spend time with you always, and tonight we are going to make this fantastic card. It's a pop-up card, and it stands on a desk like this. Kind of cool, right? On the front, you have your main image, and this is happy birthday to the best grandma ever. And the back is where you can write your sentiment. It does fold flat, and you can stick it into a regular envelope. It's pretty cool. You could also have the grandkids like write their names on the back, on these two bottom flaps here, which will be on the bottom, on the base, so that you can have like their handwriting. Will be so cute. So anyway, I am using Zany Zoo this week, and so since I made a best ever grandma card, I thought we should do a best ever grandpa card, because grandpa needs some love too, right? So the next one we're going to make is going to be grandpa, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm excited to be here with you. We are using the Zany Zoo Bundle and the beautiful Zoo Crew Designer Series paper. We're using Best Family Ever, which is a really fantastic font. Lots of great sentiments that go with these, and you only need to buy a set like this once, right? Then you have everybody's for every occasion, right? Everybody's name, every kind of combination that you could think of is here. And then, of course, you guys know me, Stylish Shapes is my friend. I used this banner piece for the happy birthday sentiment. So let's move everything out of the way and get started. The designer series paper that I chose to use for my grandma card is the 2023 to 2024 in color, not in color, 2023-2024 Subtles designer series paper. We have designer series paper in every single color. They're 6x6 paper packs, and I chose to use this petal pink heart because I thought the hearts were perfect. For grandma, everybody loves grandma, right? And so this is what we ended up putting together. But for the grandpa card, we're going to go with a different designer series paper. We're going to use Bright and Beautiful. I love the paper. It's fabulous. And it goes with the balloon suite, but I don't think that you necessarily need to use the paper with balloons. I have used that paper so much, and I don't even own the balloon suite. So trust me, you don't need it to get the paper. All right, we're gonna use Azure Afternoon. It's one of my new favorite colors. I think it's fantastic. And this is a piece that is 4 1/4 by 10 inches. We're gonna score down the 10-inch line, okay? All right, here we go. So we're gonna go 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, 5, 6 1/4, 7 1/2, and 8 3/4. And if you're paying attention, we went at every 1 1/4 inches. So basically we have a score mark through the entire piece at 1 1/4 inches all the way across. So 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, 5, 6 1/4, 7 1/2, and 8 3/4. So you definitely need your scoreboard. I mean, you don't really need your scoreboard. You can use your paper trimmer. Let me grab my paper trimmer so that I can show you. We are going to use it to make a cut. But you could use the gray blade, and it is the scoring blade. The paper trimmer comes with a dark color and a lighter color. The lighter color is the score, the darker is the cut. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start scoring with our bone folder. And we're turning these in. We're gonna go 3. Okay, then we're gonna turn the other side. We're gonna go 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we got 3 on one side, 3 on another. What do we have left? A score mark in the center. We're gonna cut on that score mark. So that's why I have not burnished on it, because I don't want to make a crease yet. And I'm gonna turn my trimmer around and try and cut backwards. I never cut this way, so bear with me. We're gonna slide the trimmer in, and that score mark that we did not burnish on, you're gonna put it in the track, and you'll be able to see that raised score mark fall right in that track. And you're gonna go ahead and put this down, and you're gonna bring your blade up, and you want to score from 5/8 of an inch to 3 5/8 of an inch. I'm gonna turn it sideways because it's kind of far away from me to see. And I want you guys to be able to see as well. So hopefully if I angle my scoreboard like this, you can see that there's a ruler on this side of your scoreboard. I mean, of your trimmer. So the 1/2 inch mark is that large tick, and then the 2 more ticks over is 5/8. So we're gonna press our blade down at 5/8, and we're gonna slide it to 3 5/8. Okay, so there's 3 1/2 and 2 more tick marks. And on this side of the blade, there is, I'm gonna bring it up to the camera, there is a little line, and that line points right to this part that we're stopping. Okay, so you're just gonna make sure that you slit it from 5/8 of an inch to 3 5/8 of an inch. Hopefully you guys can see that really well, and I have done a good job in the camera. All right, so we're gonna lift this out, and when you bring it out, you'll see that there's a nice slit right there on that score mark. All right, so you have your 4 1/4 by 10 inch. You did your slit in the center. You did all your folding pieces. This is what is going to form our little our base for our pop-up that's going to come through here. Now, for the pop-up card section, you're going to need 2 pieces of basic white. They're 2 1/2 by 4 1/2 inches. And then you're going to need a coordinating color, whatever you want to pair with your base. Like on this one, my base was Lemon Lolly, and I used Petal Pink, and then I used the Petal Pink paper, the designer series paper. This one is Azure Afternoon, and this is Parakeet Party. I love these 2 colors together. I think they're super cute. Parakeet Party is a little bit brighter than... and this is where this is gonna live, down in there. It's a little bit brighter than Lemon Lime Twist. And then you're also gonna need 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 1 inch by 4 inches, okay? So on the one of these white pieces, we're gonna put a little ink on it. I made a nice background here of Lemon Lolly, and I did that with a little bit of a blending brush and some ink, and I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm just gonna grab, and I'm just gonna make sure that it's light. I don't want it overly dark, but I do wanna add a little bit of color to my background. So I'm just taking my time. This is a small blending brush that I'm using, and I am depositing color on this portion of my card. So I'm going to pick up a little more color, and I always brush off that extra darkness, and I'm going to work my way, start blending through the old color and up into the new. And we'll pick up some more. And again, come down a little further as we move along. Coming together. I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to hold on to this with another piece of scrap paper. So I'm just gonna, I don't want my fingers to get inky. And we're gonna start on this side. And we're gonna try and add a nice smooth, whoops, I brushed a little too hard there, but that's okay. We'll tuck that part into the bottom. All right, I think we have a nice little azure background. I'm gonna add just a hair more blending on this without adding any more color of ink. And we're gonna do the same thing in the center. All right, so there's our background in azure. Now we're gonna stamp on this background. We're gonna put Best Ever Grandpa. And we're gonna use our basic gray. So we need to get our Best Ever and our Grandpa. I really love this set. I think it's so cute. So we're gonna do Best Ever up here. And then Grandpa. So we'll stamp that one like we did the grandma to the right and underneath. So we have Best Ever Grandpa. Isn't that so cute? Oh, I love it already. And then while we're stamping, let's just go ahead and stamp our label with the happy birthday. I'm gonna bring it down a little because I need to see what I'm doing. I think I went too low, but all right, it worked out. Wasn't sure. It's hard to see when I'm working with you guys because the camera is so high up, I can't look into it to see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm putting all of this stuff to the side. We're gonna work on our bear now. So we're gonna take our scrap paper that we used with our azure, and our grandpa is gonna be the bear reading, which is from the same sheet of designer series paper that the llama was in knitting. And I just thought that they were really cute together as a grandma-grandpa couple. All right, I cleaned those. We're gonna color our bear gray. And then I also cut out from the paper this little like ground cover. And we're gonna use that because we're going to add, just like the grandma has, a little table with a vase of flowers because of course grandma likes to grow flowers. And she has a set next to herself, next to her chair, and grandpa, of course, has to have flowers next to his chair. So we're gonna go ahead and add our, this is light smoky slate. I don't think there's any gray bears, but you know, this is cartoons and we can make them any color we want them to be. That's the fun of having a Zany Zoo, right? They could be purple, they could be green, they could be any color you choose for them to be. And the bear is from the DSP, which is called Zoo Crew. All right, so there is our bear. I'm gonna let him start to dry. The color of his book is petal pink, so I'm gonna make the bottoms of this chair petal pink to tie them in. And when you do the paper, parts are colored already for you and other parts are not. So you get to have a little fun, but you don't have to do all the coloring, right? So there's that little area of ground that we are going to use here for the table. All right, so let's go ahead and put our bear together. Oh, I forgot I was gonna do his muzzle. I'm gonna do brown, and then I'm gonna put the gray over the top. I wanted it to be a different color, and I want you to know that you do not have to use the same colors. You can blend your colors and get different colors, which is what I am doing right now. So there is his muzzle. All right. Let's attach our little grandpa onto this area. So you want to go about 1 inch from the bottom, which is why it didn't matter that I had those little specks there. I'm going to put grandpa reading on this side, and then we're going to put his little ground, whoops, kind of ground that there, and then it's going to be his little table with his flowers. Okay, so let's get the silicone mat out. I'm going to move this out of the way. We'll put grandpa first. I'm excited to be with you guys in the chat tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's going to be fun. All right. If you have any questions, put them in the chat because I'm right here to answer them for you. All right, so there is the little ground. All right, and then we're gonna put, I have to try and be careful. I don't wanna put too much glue. Just use a light hand. I can't believe how much it's raining. So here's our little table. And then for the vase, this these dies are in the Zany Zoo dies. For the vase, I have 3 little flowers that I'm gonna put inside of it. So first, I'm going to add a little touch of glue right on the back of that, and I'm gonna try and use my fingers, move that up a little, to put my florals into that dot of glue. And of course, you could just put 1 flower in there, but why would you when you have 3? The die cuts 3. I know it's a tiny little vase, but you know, you can have a little wackadoo vase with lots of flowers in it. I'm gonna add 1 more. And then I'm just gonna put a dot of glue behind each flower and a little line of glue on the vase, and we'll try and glue it all down as 1 unit. All right. So here we go. Let's see if we can do this. We're going to put a dot, a dot. Oh, that was a big dot. I didn't mean to put so much. And then a line down there. Hold your breath for me. Hold your breath for me. Let's see if we can do this. Lately, I have just been a hot mess on my videos. Like, I can't do anything right, and I don't know what's going on, but I appreciate if you guys keep watching anyway. You know, no one's perfect, and I apologize for, you know, sometimes I make mistakes. So there's Grandpa with his cute little vase. Isn't that precious? His are leaning this way. The window must be that direction, right? They lean towards the sun. Okay, so let's go ahead and attach Grandpa onto his parakeet party background. And I really love that star paper. I thought it's fantastic, and it's perfect for Grandpa. He's the star, right? Grandpas are like big kids with their grandchildren. So there is our Grandpa. Isn't that so sweet? Oh my gosh, I love it. And then on the back side, we're gonna put where you're gonna write. So let's go ahead and put some glue on that and attach that. All right, so now we have our pop-up card, the part that's gonna go through that slit. Now, I'm gonna open these up and we're going to attach our fronts. So you have the slit piece, right? And then that's the top section. And then the next piece is where the DSP is gonna go. This is going to take the designer series paper. So let's go ahead and attach those on, and then I will show you how to put your card together. So let's put some adhesive on the back of my DSP. Just want to center that. And then we're going to do the one on the other side. Luckily, this DSP is not directional, so it doesn't matter if it's upside down. There is no right or wrong. I love that about DSP when it's like that. Okay, so this is going to go like this. These are going to come up in this direction. So what we are going to do here is we are going to open our piece, okay? And we are going to position our, I can't even think right now. Brain fog. Oh my gosh, I cannot think right now. We are going to lift this piece up and we are going to attach our little grandpa piece right on this piece. And we want him butted down to the end, but we want him glued down nicely. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and put adhesive on this piece to the top. Okay, and we're gonna flip this up. We're gonna lay this piece right here. Make sure it's nice and attached onto this piece of, and then we're gonna slip this through that slit. So you're gonna bend it a little bit and get it through that slit. And then you'll straighten it right back out. And now we're gonna bend this one down and we're gonna attach it like this onto our piece. Remember when this one was closed? I'll close it for you. And that's what it looked like. That's what we're doing. Okay. Now, when you cut, you might have like a tiny little piece here. I'm gonna pull the bear back out. I'll show you what I mean. On this side, it sticks up a little more. And what you can do is you can take your scissor and you can just slide it right along that slit and kind of open that area. It cuts a tiny hair of paper and it gives you a gap opening so that there's no extra like piece. It's nice and smooth. So feel free to do that. And then of course you want to make sure that you bend your card back so that it's nice and straight before you do this next part. So we're going to put adhesive all over this section here, this part down here where Grandpa border is, and then right here, okay? So we want to make sure that we have nice adhesive on that section, and then we're going to bend this part down and adhere it together, okay? I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm going to press, and then I'm going to grab my roller, and I'm going to roll and make sure that that wet glue really bonds well to that bottom section. So while we have this closed, we're going to go ahead and add our dimensionals onto the back. We'll put 3. And we're going to add our happy birthday for Grandpa right here in the center. Okay, here comes the moment of truth. Did we do it properly? Of course we did. And so what I do is I like to bend back and forth and get our piece to be nice and firm. And once I have it set, then I can leave it. And then there it is. I'll hold it this way so that you guys can see. That's what it looks like. Isn't it the cutest? So now we have matching Grandma and Grandpa cards, and I think they turned out pretty fantastic. I love both of the designer series papers that we used, and they are a lot of fun. And like I said, you can always have the grandkids right on the bottom so that Grandma and Grandpa have their signatures and their handwriting at that age, or you can write the age that they are. And this is just a really fun keepsake. Of course, Grandma and Grandpa are going to keep this card forever because it's very sweet and it is very cool. So let's bring in again the parts and pieces that we used. So we used Zany Zoo Bundle, Best Family Ever, and Stylish Shapes. And then we made this pretty fantastic Best Ever Grandpa card and this pretty awesome Best Ever Grandma card. I'm going to stand her up there and I'll let him lay flat. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Actually, I'm going to lay them so that you guys can see. But I appreciate you guys being here and being part of this process. I hope that you enjoyed learning how to make this pop-up card. It is a fun card that you can do for lots of different occasions. And I am grateful to have you here. So this is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Leave any questions that you have in the comments and I will try and get to them. Have a fantastic night. Happy stamping, guys.